Hello, folks. This story was sent to me by a subscriber and is intended for educational purposes only. Thank you for watching. 800 micrograms LSD. The day the furniture talked back, I thought 800 micrograms of LSD was going to be a serious trip, but nothing could have prepared me for the day my furniture decided it had stories to tell. I started the day like any other, a bit anxious, but excited to dive into a heavy dose and explore the depths of my mind. I had my room all set up, cozy blankets, water, snacks, and some mellow tunes queued up. About an hour after taking the tabs, things began to shift. At first, it was subtle. The edges of my posters curled like they had a life of their own, and the shadows in the corners of the room danced like tiny specters. Then my chair spoke. Not literally at first, but the way it creaked when I sat down sounded like a deep sigh, as if it was relieved to finally be used. I laughed nervously and chalked it up to the drug messing with my perception. But then the dresser began humming, a low melodic tune that somehow felt like a lullaby from another dimension. The drawers started to shuffle rhythmically, as if they were tapping their fingers, urging me to listen. Suddenly, the whole room seemed to pulse with a strange energy. The carpet rippled like water, and the walls breathed in and out. I lay back on the bed, trying to stay calm, when the lamp on my nightstand flickered on and off in Morse code. I blinked hard and it morphed into a tiny spotlight, illuminating a small handwritten note that wasn't there before. It read, "We've got stories. Ready to listen?" I sat up, heart pounding, and looked around. The bookshelf shifted slightly, and one of the books slid out by itself, landing open on the floor. Its pages flipped wildly until it stopped on a chapter titled, "The Secret Lives of Furniture." As I leaned closer, the words began to rearrange themselves into a message. "We've been your silent companions, witnessing every laugh, every tear. Tonight we share what you never knew." Suddenly, the dresser drawers started to open one by one, revealing tiny, glowing orbs that floated out and formed shapes in the air. They told tales of all the late-night conversations I had with myself, the secrets I whispered when I thought no one was listening, the moments of joy and despair. I could see fragments of memories reflected in the lights, like a living photo album curated by my own furniture. The chair creaked again, but this time it was clearer, almost like words. "Remember when you cried here? You were never alone." The bed whispered stories of dreams dreamed and nightmares faced, a soft voice comforting me through the trip. But then things took a turn for the weird. The walls started to close in, but instead of fear, I felt curiosity. They peeled back like pages in a book, revealing strange landscapes beyond. Endless forests of fluorescent plants, skies swirling with impossible colors, and creatures that looked like they were made of pure light. I felt myself pulled through the wall, tumbling into this otherworldly realm alongside my talking furniture. The sofa morphed into a gigantic, friendly creature with plush fur and eyes that sparkled with ancient wisdom. It beckoned me to climb aboard. We floated through the landscapes, and the furniture shared stories of other humans they had met, each one on their own incredible journeys. At one point, the lamp flickered nervously, casting shadows that danced like jittery pixies. "Watch out for the blinkers," it warned. Suddenly, patches of the landscape disappeared and reappeared like glitches in reality. The blinkers were mischievous entities that loved confusing travelers, and we had to solve riddles to move forward. One riddle involved decoding a poem about time bending backwards and forwards, which the bookshelf recited with dramatic flair. Another required me to arrange floating furniture pieces into a shape that resembled a clock, twisting and turning until the hands pointed to a secret hour. After navigating the blinker's tricks, we reached a serene lake made of liquid mirror. The water reflected not just my image, but versions of myself from different timelines and realities. The dresser advised me to pick which reflection I wanted to speak to. Hesitantly, I reached out to a version of me wearing a crown of stars, who smiled and whispered, "You are more than this moment. Remember that." As the trip began to wane, the landscape dissolved gently, and I found myself back in my room. The carpet lay flat, the lamp sat quietly on the table, and the dresser drawers were still. I felt a deep sense of connection, not just to my furniture, but to myself and the countless moments I had shared with these silent witnesses. I reached down and found a small key on the floor where the glowing orbs had been. Not sure what it unlocked, but I slipped it into my pocket. A token from a day when my furniture finally talked back.